Hello YouTube, I am your host, the Crimson Warrior, and today I wanted to bring you guys my first impressions video for Link's Awakening, because from the second I started the game, I knew it was going to be a smile-inducing experience through and through. The game starts off with Link battling a massive storm, lashing himself to the mast of his ship as lightning strikes, blowing his boat apart, and he washes up on Koholint Island to be found by a local resident, Marin, who takes him in and helps him get back on his feet after shipwrecking. And as Marin finds Link, it cues that Legend of Zelda music, and from that second, I knew that it was going to be an awesome adventure. So, this impression video is based off about 3 hours of gameplay, so if you want to experience the game spoiler-free, other than the little intro that I completely ruined for you, you should probably leave this video and come back after you've experienced 3 or more hours of the game. I've gotten to the 3rd dungeon and have beaten that, and that's as far as I am, and that's what this video is going to show to you. So once you beat that dungeon, you can come back and you are good to see. Now the game really starts to open up as you get to the 3rd dungeon, because you're getting more rupees and the traversal items give you more access to the whole island. So things have really just started to open up for me. As stated previously, the story immediately draws you in with the high stakes of Link's seafaring exploration, and you wake up on Koholint Island with Marin and Terran standing over you, wondering if you're okay, and they tell you to go explore the shore so that you can get your sword back, because Terran was unable to retrieve it because of all of the monsters that popped up. Once at the beach, you find your sword, and an owl informs you that the recent monster activity is probably because of you, because you're not a native of this land. You were drawn in, basically, and he tells you that the only way to leave this island is to collect all of the 8 musical instruments and play them in the Ballad of the Windfish at the Windfish's egg, basically. So first up, talking about the actual game itself, we're going to start with gameplay. And the biggest change that I noticed from the second I started was Link's sword swing is now all the way across, basically. It hits the tile to his left, it hits the tile to his right, and it hits the tile in front of him. And it just opens up how you attack things based on the angle, because before, like, you had the 90-degree sword swing and that was it. You had this little window to play with. Now it's everything, and now something's on your left, you can hit it. Something's on your right, you can hit it. Something's in front of you, you can hit it. This has been the biggest biggest change that streamlines the combat a bit, and I think it's a really good addition, because combat is not necessarily the focus of these games. I mean, it's there, but making it so that it's a more open window and more convenient is a very good thing, especially to newer players who aren't used to such a limited sword swing that literally stops right in front of you. Other than that, to those of you who played the previous Link's Awakening game, you're going to notice 2 huge differences already. The map, which has been lauded extremely, there's no more tile-by-tile system. It scrolls with you as you move along, and the game loads as you move. So it feels very seamless, other than a frame rate drop that you've heard about it. From 60 to 30. It is noticeable, it's there. I don't think it impacts the gameplay that much. There's only a handful of areas I've noticed it in, and it's never in a combat encounter, at least yet. Now, the other change to gameplay has been streamlined item usage. The power bracelet is constantly equipped now, so once you get it, you can just lift large rocks and pieces of grass up and throw them, and you're good. The sword and shield are always equipped. Shield to right button, sword to B, like it's always been, basically. And then, as well as now you have X and Y as completely free item slots, which mainly gets taken up by Rock's Feather a lot, but the fact that you don't have to switch your sword, shield, power bracelet, and Rock's Feather out constantly is huge, as well as the Pegasus Boots just equip as well, so the Rock Feather Pegasus Boots combo is a lot less irritating to do and doesn't thwart progression like it used to. Now these are minor nitpicks towards the old game, but it has all been changed in this one and completely streamlined, allowing you to play the game in the best way possible. On a side note, also, this is the first top-down entry, I believe, other than maybe A Link to the Past, where Link can move in all 8 directions. Complete freedom of movement. You can choose how you attack, you choose how you move, it's no longer left, right, up, and down. We are past the limitations of the Game Boy, and with it comes moving diagonally. Also, the puzzles are very intuitive for the most part now, a little poking and prodding and figuring out the systems, and most of it shouldn't challenge you too much. I don't really think that being incredibly difficult is the point of this game, more so the experience of going through the journey is what makes this game. So having slightly easier puzzle progression is completely forgivable. Now, a note, and this is also a spoiler for those of you who don't want to hear it, just skip about a minute ahead and you'll be fine. The trading sequence is of utmost importance. Start it the second you can and start talking to the people. It bars your progression at several points and is key to even beating the game. So on top of the fact that it's already stopped me from progressing a couple times just 3 hours in, it is also a condition for beating the game. So keep that in mind as you continue to play. Now we're gonna go into the sound and music section of the review. So the music of this game is just absolutely amazing. It far surpasses that of the original Game Boy for those of you who aren't nostalgic towards the chiptune soundboard that was on those systems, because they could produce very annoying sounds. We have gone to a complete symphonic arrangement of Link's Awakening music, as well as the sound effects for bombs and hitting objects, swinging your sword. Everything is incredibly crisp and feels attended to in the perfect way. Nothing is out of place except for, and this is a minor nitpick, mind you, in the main town, Mabe Village, there is a xylophone-esque noise that plays along with the theme song of that village, and it, for me, brings the Toys to Life / kitty aspects of the game a little too far. It sounds really toy boxy and just a little too childish for me. This is coming from someone who really expects legendary music out of their Legend of Zelda titles, and I've always associated Legend of Zelda with these awesome soundtracks, so that's the only reason I tell you about this bit, because it was extremely jarring for me. But again, a minor nitpick, and the killer here is expectations. If I didn't have the expectation, it would be no problem whatsoever. I just found that it pushed the Toys to Life aspect of the game a little too far. This is supposed to be an epic adventure, not a toy box, but it looks like a toy box, so I digress. Alrighty, and finally we have presentation. Now the presentation of this game is just absolutely amazing. In my sound section, I say that they might have pushed it a little too far, but honestly, I do love the aesthetic completely. It's really cool how toy-like everything is. It feels like you're within a toy box playing, and it really harkens you back to your kid-like mentality, especially the depth of field effect that kind of blurs the edges out and puts the focus right on Link. It reminds me of a similar thing they did in Octopath Traveler, and it really creates this like almost diorama effect that brings you back to your childhood self and allows you to express the joy from those days, so to speak. I mean, I did pick up the amiibo just because of the art style alone. I do love it, even though I do bash on it a little bit. Environments are a million times more beautiful thanks to the level of detail that the Switch can put out that the Game Boy just had no chance of ever pulling. There's little details like leaves, the small details in people's houses like books and furniture and stuff. All of these small little bits that makes Koholint Island feel even more lived in its original release. It's really an awesome game. Presentation, sounds, all of it is so good coming from its 8-bit foundation into the HD of today. It's really the game design stands up and the presentation is just gravy on an amazing cake that I hope you guys enjoy. Now, to you guys, I wish you to enjoy your quest to awaken the Windfish and find out the mystery behind Koholint Island. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me what you thought. Did you enjoy this video? It's a new try at something for me, and definitely something I want to continue with as I learn to edit better. Subscribe if you enjoy my content, and hit that notification bell if you would like to hear every time I upload, because it ain't stopping now. Peace, guys.